Hello guys, welcome again. So let's talk about Bitcoin. As you can see here, Bitcoin in short term, well, actually Bitcoin is bouncing here in 4-hour chart and 1-hour chart. Initially, I opened my trade at $87,000 exactly here, around here. But after maybe 6 hours, 8 hours, I got to stop it because I protected my entry. As you can see here, I got to stop it exactly here. And since then, of course, I am out of the market. I am not trading right now. So I am just waiting for a pullback. The next 4-hour chart, something like this, sideways maybe or downside, and after that I will continue opening longs. I am not looking for shorts. I have to tell you right now again, I am not looking for shorts. I am looking for longs. Okay, so now. Now let's continue. So in one day chart, why I'm looking for longs? It's very simple. It's because we will see a buy signal forming very soon, potentially this week or next week. So all of this area, as long as Bitcoin is in this area, I am looking for longs, okay? And potentially this move, it could be the last one. And why? Because I am expecting actually a mega crash. I am expecting a mega crash, and in this live stream I'm gonna tell you why I'm expecting this mega crash. Okay, so first of all, here let me show you. Here we have a weekly chart by signal here, as you can see here, right? We have this weekly chart by signal. Technically speaking, as I said before in my previous live stream, Bitcoin should be in sideways or a bounce. But why I'm not telling you, okay, well, Bitcoin to the moon and well, 1 million again, bull market? No, that is not the case. The reason is very simple, is because, well, we have higher time frames. And historically speaking, not me, only the facts in the chart is telling me actually the top is already in. Let me show you here. Specifically, if we go to the bi-monthly, so 2 months chart, historically speaking, every time when Bitcoin fired this signal, the top of the market was already in. Let me show you here. We have this sell signal here, and also sell signal here. Every time when Bitcoin, no fake signals, I can tell you right now, no fake signals. Every time when Bitcoin actually fired this signal around here, the top was in actually, as here and now here. So the target is very simple. The target is the MA55 in my monthly, around here. Around right now it's at 47,000. Maybe maybe in summer it's gonna be around $55,000 around there. But that is actually a. Sorry, my cat got crazy. Okay, so as you can see here, bi-monthly here is actually, I'm looking for a pullback here in the long term, of course 2026. Looking as investor, of course, it's a very good opportunity to buy. Sorry, sometimes my cats, when I am doing this live stream, they are crazy, and I have 2 cats, and they come to my desk, and oh my god, they are so annoying. Okay, so in some point 2026, 2027, I am looking for this price. Of course, I am looking for actually a major crash for the markets, not just only Bitcoin. I am looking for actually a major crash. Maybe not now, of course not, because we have weekly chart. At least we have 3 months chart. 3 months in average. 3 months. We have to wait around 3 months to see this move. So what I'm saying, right now we are in January, so around March, April, maybe potentially Bitcoin could be around 100k, and after that, another 6 months. Because if we study the past, what happened in 2020, in 2022. Bitcoin was in sideways here, doing exactly the same thing around, let me show you, around 3 months, around 2 months and a half. 2 months and a half, and after that, Bitcoin just crashed, and the bottom was around, after that, 230 days. That means almost 6-7 months. So if Bitcoin is following kind of not the same pattern, but very similar pattern, very similar pattern. Let me show you here right now. Is we are very close, only 1 week. 1 week potentially. I'm wrong. Maybe we will not see 100k. Potentially maybe 95, 94, and after that a major crash potentially. But the thing is, like, as you can see here, if Bitcoin actually crash are maybe around February, March, another 200 days from maybe March, maybe let's think about March, potentially March, another 250 days, 250 days. It could be in October, November, when we could see actually the bottom of Bitcoin this year. So that's why, as investor, for me, this year, specifically this year, is extremely important. Very important, because of course I want to buy Bitcoin. I want to buy Bitcoin in a very cheap prices, actually, and not just only Bitcoin, some altcoins as well. Some altcoins, as you can see here, I started just buying only one, well, two actually, but I will show you this. When I'm ready, actually, I will show my portfolio in my private Discord for the investing channel. I think right now is not the time. I think after I see Bitcoin breaking down, breaking actually 80k, I think it's a good time. Now let's try to understand where actually it could be the support, the major support for Bitcoin in the long term, if we see this crash. So for example here, this is the bottom to the top, and as you can see here, we have very interesting price action. We have three bells, 1, 2, 3, three bells here. We have this bell, and also we have this one, and also we have this one, right? This 1, 2, 3. So as you can see here, Bitcoin found support around here, right? In this area, in the border of the bell, right? As you can see here. So breaking this area, of course, I'm looking for the first one is gonna be 70k, but actually the real support is gonna be around here, around $55,000. So if Bitcoin is in uptrend, in a very healthy uptrend, here is what I'm actually expecting Bitcoin to find support here, exactly around this area, between 55, 60k. That is the area I'm looking for Bitcoin to find support, and after that, potentially the bottom could be here, right? Well, based on, of course, support and resistance around here, and from here, of course, in the next bull market, I will start looking for higher prices, of course. If this area breaks, well, my friend, Bitcoin will go to all 25k. But I don't want to see Bitcoin at 25k. Why? Because if we see Bitcoin at 25k, Bitcoin will enter in a massive bear market in the monthly chart. I will tell you something. If you are new in this live stream, maybe you heard, like before, many YouTubers are telling you about the bear market. Bitcoin is never bear market. Actually, I disagree. Bitcoin has never been in a bear market. Never. Bitcoin actually doesn't know what is a bear market. The reason is, let me explain. The reason is because you are watching the wrong time frame. In the monthly chart, yeah, every bar is a month, right? Tell me what is the bear market. There is no bear market for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just like this. It's doing this, right? It's in uptrend, right? All the crashes we saw in 2020, 14, 15, 18, 21, and potentially now is just a correction in weekly chart. You see? All of them, they are major pullbacks in weekly chart. Weekly chart, you see? Weekly chart, and so on, as you can see here. So Bitcoin actually doesn't know what is actually a bear market. The question is, as you can see here, well, let me explain this first. It's very obvious. This red line red line here, this line is actually our friend, is acting as a dynamic support. If this area breaks to the downside, I mean this area, right? Imagine we have something like this. Let me show you something like this. A massive crash, something like this, right? And Bitcoin hit 20k, 25k, for example, right? My problem is not like Bitcoin doing this. Actually, I will be more than happy. The problem is the close. If the close is actually below bot, that is my problem. Because if we see Bitcoin at 20k, the bounce here, the moving average here, MA55, MA100 will be resistance, and potentially we could enter in a massive bear market, the first bear market of Bitcoin, official bear market of Bitcoin, and everything just will crash so bad. So that's why I don't want to see Bitcoin at 25k. It's not healthy for the market. I don't want to see Bitcoin at 30k anymore. I don't want to see Bitcoin here. That's my point. Healthy market, I want to see Bitcoin the bottom around here, between $60,000 to $50,000. Here is where I want to see Bitcoin actually the bottom, healthy bottom, okay? Following the same pattern here and here and here and also here, okay? So that's why based on all the data I have here, of course my system of trading, yes, the top is already in. I told you I think a few months ago. We have a shorting star here. Well, some traders call it like a gravestone candle, shorting star. So where this is actually potentially the target around 50k, and if we see the monthly 50k is actually in bi-monthly, and also in bi-monthly is 60k, remember? So I said between 50k and 60k, so it makes sense. So it's following this trend. So that's why it's very important, at least for me. Now, as you can see, I was right. I was right about this. Every bear market, every time when the market is crashing, my live stream is death. Only just 2-3 people. And thank you for joining. When we're in a bull market, I have my record is around 50 people, 50, 60 people listening. They want to listen. Oh yeah, Bitcoin to the moon, 1 million, right? But I'm very happy about it, because I will be worried if suddenly I see many people in here in a bear market in my live stream, because that means, well, wow, people are more sophisticated, right? If we see that, it's gonna be harder to make money in the markets. So that's why I'm very happy, honestly, to see I have my live stream is actually dead technically, because this is telling me the sentiment, the general sentiment in the market is not very good, very optimistic, right? Retailers, or maybe no, not retailers, like, because I am retailer as well. People just want to see green candles all the time, and actually I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. Now let's talk about the USDT. This live stream is not about technical analysis for all the altcoins. It's more about long-term technical analysis for Bitcoin, because I think we need it. It's very important. This year is the year. Yeah, I was waiting for this moment this year for almost 4 years. So well, this is the time to go heavy, actually, at least in my case. Let me show you something. We have here the USD dominance, right? And as you can see here, we still have the buy signal present. ADX is positive here. Volume is actually very good, but this is not the chart I actually want. Is this one? Bi-monthly buy signal. I will tell you something. I wish I could have more data. I don't have more data. We have only just one signal here. I don't know what is going to happen. If I have more data, I can tell you, but we don't have more data. The only thing I can tell you is it's the first signal in this chart since 2019, right? So almost 6-7 years. Bi-monthly is telling me, like, okay, this is gonna be like this, because it's 2-month chart. Potentially this bear market could be extended maximum 2 years, But of course, I am looking for new all-time highs in the long term, of course. At least another test to 8.99%. But if we see new all-time highs, Bitcoin will be in danger to break 50k, 60k. So that's why, remember, 50k, 60k is the healthy. Like, I want to see Bitcoin actually finding the bottom there, around there, is healthy. Of course, I will buy. I can tell you right now, not financial advisor, but I will buy there, of course. But if we see Bitcoin crashing more, that means this thing is gonna make new highs. And I'm a little bit worried about this because, as I said before, we have a bi-monthly buy signal. We don't have historical data. We don't know what is gonna happen. But technically speaking, the time frame, I mean, all the time we have to wait here is around 2 years. So what does that mean? Well, by 2027. So this is using just price action. This is obvious consolidation. Okay, testing resistance right now, potential breakout. So I am looking for a breakout. I can tell you right now, I'm looking for a breakout because monthly is actually very healthy. Low volatility, volume is very healthy. People or companies, whatever you want to call it, they are selling Bitcoin, they are selling crypto. Every bounce is a sell opportunity. Yeah. So now let's continue with the total two because I want to see what is going on in the markets in general for this year. So as you can see here, the total two, the volume, right, excluding of course Bitcoin, is very healthy. It's trending to the upside, right? But in price action. But what is going on in volume? In volume is death. You see? In volume is death. So that's why there is no volume here. So what I'm looking for, I am looking for another test to this MA, the MA55, potentially a week to this area MA100. But for me, I want to buy altcoins. When I see this, of course, I will just pick maybe the top 10, top 5 altcoins I like. I know they are very strong, like Solana, for example, Ethereum, other altcoins, and I will enter here, looking for a potential continuation to the trend. Now, this is the monthly, right? Let me show you here. This is the monthly. A moment with the chart. Yes, we have a signal, but let me show you the bi-monthly. The bi-monthly is very interesting here because, technically speaking, same thing. We have a sell signal here, and after that, let me show you here. One moment. We have only just one signal here in bi-monthly. The last one was here, and after that we saw a major crash, and after that we have now another sell signal here. Volume is almost dead here. That's my problem. We don't have volume. Anyway, if we see this crash, I will be more than happy to buy altcoins. Of course, if I see Bitcoin at 50k as well. Right now, as you can see, many altcoins, they are actually crashing in the big picture. Of course, there are some exceptions, right? For example, XRP. XRP, as you can see here, we got a crash a couple months ago to 1.26, right? Holding the MI55, technically speaking, is in sideways. But if Bitcoin actually crash, like actually I'm expecting, overall I am looking for 1.2 or maybe $1 actually in the long term. There are some icons they are not following this pattern, right? But most of them they are actually dropping. For example, if we see Solana, as you can see here, is actually about to test the MI55 in the monthly. My concern is like many altcoins, they don't have volume. If Bitcoin just crashed to 50k, you will see Solana maybe at 40 bucks potentially. And actually good. As an investor, I am very happy. As a trader, oh my god, happier. Seriously, because I don't care the direction. I can just trade in both directions. But who are people like normal people, right? I mean, like they just buy and hold on long term. And they buy here, maybe they have to be, they need to get ready for a potential, I don't know, like for me it's a buy opportunity, right? If I see Bitcoin crashing, other altcoins crashing, I just buy more. But many people, they don't feel in that way and just they want to sell in panic. They sell in panic, and actually it's right because, as I said before, you don't want to see people are smarter in the markets because this is a business. Yeah, I want to make money. That's why I don't want them to be like super sophisticated. I want to see people gambling. I want to see people buying NFTs or buying, I don't know, like meme coins. Yeah, That is the mindset I want in the crypto space. Sorry for saying that, but yeah, it's a business because we need them. As I said before, we need to sell to someone. Yeah, I know, I know, I know. What I said is maybe not right. Oh my God, yeah, it's not correct. But this is a business, right? I am not charity, right? So that's why I am here to make money. Same as you, right? So we need them. So the thing here right now here, BNB for example, BNB is doing very well actually. Let's see the monthly here. The monthly we have a better divergence actually. This thing could actually drop all the way down to 500, and actually I will be more than happy to. Actually, I'm planning. I can tell you right now. Spoiler. BNB is one of the altcoins actually I'm planning to buy after I see Bitcoin at 50k. Mm-hmm. Cardano, the performance is terrible. Any close below 30 cents, you will see finally my target after maybe 3-4 years. I said I'm looking for 0.10, and makes sense for me. Why? Because this is actually death. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know the news of Cardano. I don't care. Just I'm telling you what I see in the charts. Ethereum is a little bit concerning because if you pay attention with Ethereum, it's just in sideways since 2024. Just in sideways here, right? And we have a sell signal here potentially forming in Ethereum and also better divergence. So I am looking for, in the long term, of course, if we see the crash for Bitcoin around 1,700, around this area. Let me tell you something. If Bitcoin breaks 50k, you will see new lows and the lows of 2019. Yeah, that's my point. Hype, amazing, nice bounce, as you can see here, beautiful bounce. Yeah, Hype is actually, I'm very bullish here, looking for actually a very nice um, opportunity for Hype. I am very bullish for the next cycle, I can tell you right now. For me, Hype is one of the coins actually in the next cycle is gonna do something very well, very well. I like the exchange. Not financial advice, of course, but I like the exchange, Hyperliquid, liquid, and also the concept and all the things. Actually, it's actually very good. I really like it. Yeah. In my case, right, I bought. This is the second coin I bought. I bought it at 25 and also 23. And now, well, today actually I'm in profit. I am not expecting to from here to the moon because technically speaking, we have a buy signal here in the weekly chart, looking for maybe 40 potentially, but I am not interested. Even if I am in profit, I don't care because I will just keep buying this thing. The long term, one of the altcoins actually I'm looking for long term, 3-4 years. Uh, uh, I know it's crazy, but at least I am looking for 200 for this one in the long term. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, so if Bitcoin crash to 50k, for example, this one, we can use the volume profile. As you can see, it's very young, right? But we can actually kind of speculate where actually is the support. First of all, the support now resistance is this area. As you can see, we have a clear bell here. Most of the people bought here. Most of them they bought here. So it's very obvious when you see this thing testing this area, it's gonna be in resistance a lot. I mean, maybe sideways here and after another test. But another major opportunity it could be if we see 16, 17. 17, this is the area actually I'm looking for. As I said before, I bought here, and I bought here, and now I am in profit. I didn't know I was in profit. Actually, let me check. Oh yeah, yeah. I am in profit right now. Nice, awesome. 25% profit. Nice. Okay. But anyway, if Bitcoin crash, I don't care. I will not close my positions. I will just hold and keep adding more to my positions. Right now, I added here, right? I added here. I will not add more to my positions. If I see hype or any asset, Bitcoin, whatever, I will just add more and more and more. Yeah, looking for the next bull market. Sorry, I was so busy. Actually, I've been busy actually all this month. I need to make time this week because I want to update my website, especially specifically for the investing channel. I want to add my top 5 altcoins, for example, Hype, Solana, BNB, and other two, and I want to be transparent with my positions. For all the people who actually are patient enough, I want to do that. One more thing is my goals about my trading journal. I was hoping to make it to keep it public around 100 when I reach 100 trades. But to be honest, I will do that. I will I will do that when I reach 50 trades. I think 50 trades is good enough. Yeah. The idea is actually proving to you and myself, of course, my seasonal trading actually is working with good risk management. It's not magic, it's just very good risk management. I am very picky with my positions. That's why you see my trading journal, you see many times I gotta stop it with small losses or a small profit because I am very picky with my positions. Okay, that's the secret of trading. You have to be very, very picky and you have to take care a lot of your capital because your capital is your blood. You cannot live right with your blood without blood, right? So that's the thing. Yeah, sure. Monant. Monant. Let me see. Monant. Let me show you here. Monant. In my case, right? In my case, I don't have evidence. I don't have technical analysis for this. The only reason I am buying this is because, well, first of all, this coin is new, basically new, and also the difference with other altcoins is at least one. All the altcoins they have at least one rally. I am looking for at least one rally of this thing. So in my case, I started buying all this area from 20.02 to 0.0 last time when I bought 18, and that's all. Right now I am in profit. Yes, well, not in profit. Well, it's kind of maybe 5-6%. But here I am looking for a rally. For example, if we see, for example, another altcoin, for example, Sui, right? If we go to the launch here, this thing just crashed almost 70-80%, around 80%, and from there we got a major rally around 400%. Something like that I am looking for Monant. Yep, I am not planning to hold forever and ever. After I see a significant rally, yep, maybe around, I don't know, something like this, at least maybe 50%, minimum 50%, I will just close my position potentially or just protect my entry looking for, I don't know, higher prices potentially. Now, the thing is like Bitcoin, I'm expecting a crash for Bitcoin. So Monan, Hype, all of them, they will crash more. As I said before, I can tell you right now, not financial advice, the only altcoin I am not planning to sell until the next top of Bitcoin, I'm talking about the next 4 years, is Hype. Is the only one. Is the only one actually. Since 2017, the only altcoin I bought about a part of Bitcoin, of course, well, Bitcoin, it was Ethereum. I bought Ethereum when it was $80 and I sold it when it was $1,000. That's all. I mean, very nice profits, right? But since then, I didn't buy altcoins, like holding for years. The only altcoin I am willing to hold 3 or 4 years without selling, actually in accumulation phase, all this year, is Hype. Because honestly, after I use the exchange, I use I am doing farming. I am learning about farming, passive incomes, that kind of stuff. I was thinking to actually share with you all the things I know about farming, how I apply my system of trading with farming as well. Um, but I don't know. Maybe it's another topic. Maybe I don't know. I need to ask to all the community if you want me to do that or not. But the thing is, Hype, at least in my opinion, is one of the strongest altcoins in the market right now. Uh, Maybe not reflected in price right now, but yes, I think seriously, I think this thing is gonna be very, very, very big in the following years. So that's why um, call me delusional, but I'm trying to get the next Solana, for example. Yeah, I know it sounds delusional, but well, right now I have very strong reasons. I have some reasons to say to hold this thing. Um, of course, I could be wrong. That's why I can tell you something. All the profits I am making with Bitcoin when I'm trading, I am using to invest in altcoins. So basically, I am not using my own capital, you know. But well, every time when I make a profit in Bitcoin in trading, I just move that profit to another altcoin, in this case, Hype. Of course, Hype right now, at least for me, is I am not happy buying at $30. I want to buy around this area or this area. So all the Hype I bought here, I will not buy anything until I see another crash, maybe looking for lower prices. Remember, I don't buy green candles. I buy red candles specifically for investing. Okay. Also, I identify another 5 altcoins. I will do my best to make time this week. I need to update my website, and I want to share with you at least top 5 altcoins I'm planning to buy. One of them, I can tell you right now, is Hype. BNB in the futures, yes, but not there. No, thank you. No, thank you. BNB, I think in some point this year. Yeah, but not there. Okay, guys, this live stream was not about technical analysis in the short term. It was in the long term. What I see, what I'm expecting for this year, right? Because usually every year I like to make a prediction, right, for Bitcoin. Now my prediction for Bitcoin this year is a mega crash. As investor, we must be happy. You're just gambling. Get ready to get wrecked. Okay. Okay, in the short term for Bitcoin right now, let's talk about the last part of this live stream. Bitcoin is testing the MI55, right? Following the rules of standard trading, no thank you, no thank you. If you bought here, the time to sell is here or close your position is here. Okay, in 4 hour chart, bullish divergence already play out, so we have a sell signal potentially, and I am looking for a pullback. Let me clarify, I am not opening shorts. I am not in short. I will not open shorts. If I see a pullback potentially this week, I'm gonna open longs. I'm going to open longs around here. Now, one more thing. You can apply the same system, the same way I calculate or I get the support and resistance with volume profile. Let me show you. I did it here in the long term, right? Let me show you again, because I got questions about this. Okay, how to use volume profile. Okay, just a couple minutes. I did it here. You use the fixed range volume profile and you select the time frame. In this case, when the chart, and also from when to when. In this case, from April, from the bottom of April to the top of October 2025. As you can see here, we have bells, right? One more time, we have bells. We have bells. Supports are not in the peak. They are not supports. They are just the confluence. Where are supports and resistance? In the corner. You see? This is this one is resistance, this one is support, and this one is resistance or support. It depends. And now it's support, but it could be resistance. Now you got the point, right? So if you see here, right, the reason why Bitcoin got rejected here and here and here is because it was testing this area, right? This is the area is actually resistance. Where Bitcoin found support? Here. As you can see here, if we go here, Bitcoin actually bounced here. Of course, it's not exact. Of course, it's not a science, right? It's just based on probabilities. Now, let me show you something. You can apply the same thing. I'm gonna do this again, but I'm gonna lock the chart because I wanna show you here. I'm gonna lock this chart. Yes. Now, you see in red resistance, in green support. Now, what happened? Bitcoin exactly tested the support, right here, multiple times by opportunities, and after that tested the long-term resistance. You see? Of course, you can say, okay, this one also is resistance. Yes, you are right. This one is resistance as well. Mm-hmm. I like to classify this like I like to change the color, something like this: yellow or orange, mid-term resistance, long-term resistance. Okay, this one is long-term, mid-term support. Let me change the color here to maybe blue here, and long-term support is this one. This one I'm gonna change here to green. Okay, so long-term support is actually green, mid-term support is blue, mid-term resistance is yellow, and long-term resistance is red. I think maybe it's time to standardize this because actually it's going to be easier for all of us to understand. But well, that is the way usually I started doing this maybe 6 months ago to understand where is short-term support, long-term support, or long-term or short-term resistance, or long-term resistance. And as you can see here, Bitcoin is testing this area, but you can apply the same thing also in the range. Let me show you here. If we go to 4-hour chart and we see this crash, right? We see this crash, and as you can see here, the mid-term support is quite actually big. It's from $87,400 to 85. So you have to buy here, right? We know, but we don't know exactly when. In this area, where we can buy, where? At 27, at 26, 87, 86, or 85. We don't know. So we can apply the same principle. We can just use the volume profile here. That's why volume profile is one of the most powerful tools I have for support and resistance. We use the magnet, and here, from the bottom to the top. And what happened here? Well, Bitcoin is dropping here, as you can see here, is dropping, but we have here something very interesting. We have a bell here, and the bottom of this bell is here. You see? So we have a very good idea. If Bitcoin tests 86,486, it could be a buy opportunity. You see? In my case, I have to be honest with you. I didn't buy here because I was sleeping. I was sleeping. For me, I miss this opportunity, and I don't buy. I don't just open my long and I go to the bed. No. I need to see. I need to be in the computer. I need to see actually the price is moving. That's why when I'm about to sleep, I don't trade. I don't feel like it's not peaceful for me just to let my order open and hoping for the best. No, thank you. So what I did here is, okay, I couldn't buy at 86, right? I bought at 87, a little bit above. Not bad, right? So Bitcoin bounced here. We saw this bounce, but after that, Bitcoin after maybe 8 hours dropped, right, to 87, and I got to stop it because I protected my entry because I knew my position was not the best. So right now I am out of the market. I am not trading, but I know here this is resistance. Yeah, in the short term, of course, following the MI55, but based on volume, it's not worth it to open shorts or longs right now. Why? Because if you pay attention, please pay attention here. We have middle resistance, midterm support. So this is a channel. Right? Let me lock this because I'm gonna remove. My chart is a mess again. One moment. Let me remove this. This is a channel. Let me show you here. We have here what is the channel? Here. This is a channel. As you can see here. And Bitcoin is exactly in the middle of this channel. You see? The 50 level. No, thank you. The profit and the risk and reward ratio is terrible. We don't buy in the middle. We don't short in the middle. We don't do anything. We watch just Netflix in the middle. You understand? Yeah, actually, I was watching Lord of the Rings, because I am a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm thinking to travel to New Zealand actually. I'm hoping this year. But yeah, I wanna see. I am a big fan, so I was watching because I know a new movie is coming this year, so I'm very happy about it. Also, Dragon Ball, the new TV show is coming after 7 years, I think. I'm very excited. But the thing is, here longs, here shorts, here Netflix. You see? In the middle is Netflix. Okay? Very simple. You don't chase the market. We wait for the market to come to us. Kind of, I told you, like girls, we don't chase girls. We are successful. We make money and eventually they will come to us, right? So the same thing, same concept. You have to be patient. Okay, so no thank you. This is the area to sell. You bought here potentially, you sell here, following 4-hour chart. If you are very strict, well, long term or mid term, at least all the week. Technically speaking, the next area to sell Bitcoin is around here, 93, 94K. Okay? If this area breaks, the next area is 98. You see? And so on, and so on. As you can see, trading is boring. It's the art of repeating the same steps over and over and over again. Okay? Okay, guys, thank you for watching, and see you in the next live stream.